Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of 911 on Fox, Season 4, Episode 5. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you return, you one of my people, so welcome back. Again, I apologize. I'm using my webcam because the tripod that I have is not working with my camcorder. So, yeah. Now, Maddie and Buck, they outside playing. Maddie's teaching Buck how to ride the bike without training wheels. We have a little scared once he gets a good one and he's heading towards the street. I'm like, we not trying to have this whole situation. But he was able to, stare out the way, but he did end up falling and scraping his leg. Well, the mom and daddy run outside and they more concerned in like, why is he on this bike instead of why did my baby got a scrape on his leg? And like Buck is like he's Maddie's taking care of him. The mom and daddy they fussing back and forth about you should have got rid of this bike. Not even going to see if Buck was all right. Not getting the peroxide, the alcohol, the bandages and all that stuff. The Maddie over here doing that stuff. So now he's like, mom and daddy mad at me. It's all my fault. This, that, and the third. Now, on present day, Maddie tells Buck that, you weren't adopted. Our brother had leukemia, and our parents were in a match, and I was in a match. So he was born to help save their brother, and he was a match. It's just that the treatment was not successful, and the brother passed away anyway. So now he got it in his mind that, hey, like I was never wanted in the first place. Like if the brother Daniel had never gotten sick, I would have never been born. It's like y'all really didn't love me. Y'all just wanted me for my parts and all that other stuff. And Maddie's trying to, convince him that that's not it. Well, the daddy comes to Buck and like, hey Buck, you want to get your own, I'll get you a bike and some ice cream. So Buck adapted this idea that he's going to, from his childhood, teenage years, hurting himself just to get attention from his mom and dad. Okay, if I hurt myself on my bike, mom and dad will be nice to me. If I hurt myself on the skateboard, mom and dad are gonna be nice to me. If I do this, you know, hurt myself, mom and dad's gonna be nice to me. And that was the only way that he can get attention from his parents was doing reckless type of, I don't want to say reckless, but like dangerous things where he can hurt himself. Now, the crew, they have gotten a call to a warehouse building. And Maddie thinks Buck should, sit this one out. Are not in the right mindset right now to be dealing with a fire, but he doesn't want to be talked to because this is Buck. Now, they find some of the people trapped in the fire, but Buck wants to go to the other side of the building and help the other people. And we flash back to Buck on a motorcycle doing wheelies all up and down the street, being reckless and having to go to the hospital. Well, he goes to the emergency room and he's like, Maddie, I need your help because instead of I got kicked out of school because the money I was paying that should have been for my tuition, I spent it to get new parts on my motorcycle. And like he wants to stay with Maddie, which at this point Maddie has gotten with and has married Doug, the abusive husband. She was already, when Buck was younger, when they were younger, already leaning towards a relationship with him, had not moved in or gotten married to the dude at this point. But it's like she didn't have anybody because her sole focus was taking care of Buck. It's like, who gonna love her? Like Buck loves her. Like Buck loves her because that's his sister and she loves Buck, but she's always taking care of Buck. It's like she needed to get up out the house. And the first person, she I guess thought she was in love with was Doug, and he turned out to be some abusive man. Well, Buck was like, "Can I stay with you?" and all this other stuff, and she was like, "It's not really a good time." She don't want to say, "Nah, my husband, he ain't gonna be down for that because he's an abusive person. I'm liable to get my tail beat if I ask these questions." Now, while Buck and he didn't reach the final person, and as they're trying to make their way out of the building, they get hit by a blast, and Buck then got his head hit on some type of fixture or something, and he's kind of like knocked out for a minute. We see a scene where like Maddie is giving Buck a car and it's like, just go be free, go wherever you want to go and do whatever you want to do. And he's like, well, why don't you run away with me? She was going to run away with him. That was her plan. They was going to find somewhere and run away. And he gets to the hospital to pick her up, and she's like, "I that was just a fantasy I had. I can't run away." But coming to find out, Doug found out she was running away, and he beat the mess out of her. She was all bloody and just beat up. So Buck spent his time going from place to place. He was in Peru at one time, I think. He was in Texas. He was in Hershey, Pennsylvania. He was all over and always leaving Maddie a postcard as to where he was at. And she kept those postcards. But like every time you seen her get a postcard from Buck, you seen a different bruise. Like her neck was red, bump on her forehead, back of her neck, like all these other things. Well, Buck, comes to, and the person that he was helping is like trapped under something. And they're surrounded by hand sanitizer and the place is on fire. So it's like they're in trouble right now. And he didn't gave the person like they can't breathe, gave them their mask. He's trying everything he can to, like help this person. The next thing you know, it's an explosion. I'm like, are we serious? Is this what we're really doing? Like 911, it be stressing me out every weekend. Like the first doggone 30 seconds, I was stressed out of this episode. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? We see another flashback where Buck, he's in Peru, bartending and all those stuff. And I guess some of the cousins like, we moving to Los Angeles. You want to come too? And he was like, yeah, that's sure. That seems like, a good thing to do. He gets to Los Angeles. He, you know, you know, trains to be a fighter. They see him, he goes to the 118 station for the first time and meets everybody. Bobby, Hen, Chimney, and the crew, everything, and we're back in prison. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna help this person out. He makes a pulley system to get this, whatever it is trapping this person, makes the pulley system. He is using all of his strength and all of his might. And I know it was hard for the one trying to use the pulley system into I am breathing it all the smoke and all the things that is going on in the air. The next thing you know, the crew. They come in, they helping him out, and I thought the person that he was helping was gone because they was just laying there all kinds of lifeless. At one point, he was able to get like a fire extinguisher and help and all that stuff, but like Buck was fine, and the person that he was helping was fine. And his parents come to him at the fire station. It was like you may not have been able to help your brother, but save your brother's life, but you save lives each and every day. So don't feel like your you know life is meaningless that you couldn't help your brother. You've helped more than enough people out there. He goes to see Maddie, and Maddie, she apologizes for, not talking to him. But like before that, like he's talking to Chimney. He's like, yeah, she was supposed to leave with me. She gave me a car. He's like, yeah, I know about the truck, the Jeep. He's like, of course you do. He's like, basically, Chimney tells him why she couldn't leave. It's because when she was going to leave, Doug found out and beat her to hell. So Buck didn't have his own little childhood growing up box, but Maddie kept all the postcards that, Buck had sent her. So that's like his little box for him. So I was like, yeah, this was a good episode. Stressful is normal, but we gotta expect that from 911. They're gonna stress you out from the beginning to the middle to the end. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on for my beautiful face. Puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people, and you can come over and be one of my people. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.